So, hello everyone. Today I'm painting a lot of kill team terrain. So, a lot of doors and chests and cases and stuff. And this is very simple. I'm trying to do a batch painting style because there's a lot to do and frankly I don't have enough time. So this is the end result that I want to aim for. This is one of the doors. There's 10 of them in total in the box. So I'm trying to get like a very quick glow effect on the lights. I think this side is more successful on that. Maybe some blood and little cute effects like that. Maybe some graffiti later on some other ones. Some rust, so it looks good on the board. And some chipping and weathering. So this is what I'm trying to aim for on all of them. Now, when I first start, I'll show you one. I sprayed them all yellow and then washed them with this one. I think the name is, Agrax Earthshade. Do it very liberally and try to hold them sideways to the ground so it dries up really nicely. Otherwise, they sometimes go to the bottom and you have these pooling in areas, which is, to be honest, for terrain, it's not important, but it's up to you. After that, after it's been washed and dried, I use a very, very bad brush. This is an old, I think it's the starter brush from the magazine. It's really cocked up, so, I don't mind just pressing this and making shapes with it. With the black, I did some random patterns. So on one side there's less, on the other one, it's up to you what to do with these. Now, next up, we're gonna do some metallic over the blacks. So the idea is always using less paint than you need. So I'm trying to dry the brush here and then just tap away at the blacks just to create this chipped color effect on there. You don't have to get the whole black, just a bit of chipping around the edges. I'm not gonna make a glow on this one, just to have some variety, and to be honest, I'm lazy. So this is kinda what I want. Very quickly. Don't do this with a nice brush that you like, because frankly you'll damage the brush and we don't want that. These are expensive things. So once you're happy with one side, turn it around, continue aiming for the blacks, but if you miss, it's not the end of the world. I'm slowly getting into the Bob Ross zone now. Right, so we're kind of happy with this. Next up, clean your brush. Always use two different water. One for the metallics, one for the normal one. I'm not doing it now because I'm lazy, but yeah, it's advice for you. Now, we said we're gonna skip the glowing effect, but I'm gonna do it on the little keypad here just to show you how it's done. So I'm starting with a dark green, then I'm gonna light it up with the lighter one. This is an old paint, but I'm sure you can find something similar. So with the darker green, now be very, very liberal here. I'm just gonna tap it around the keypad just to get the outer glow effect. And again, the same side. Same for here, this side. Just tap, 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 tap. Because the paint is really, really dry, you're getting like 2% of the actual paint around. And try to think about where the light would glow. I'm not sure if you can see this or not, but I'm trying to get the edges of the wall around the keypad. If I show you on the bigger one, where I think the light would glow around from, just to give that illusion. This is a bit exaggerated, don't do it that much. This is what we're aiming for. And as you can see from here, what we're going to do is, we're going to slowly lighten up the paint till we get hit white in the center of the light source. And this you can use for plasma weapons, which I don't have around here now, but I'll show you later on one of them. And flashlights and other stuff that you might want to have some glow effect from. So the lighter paint, I'm just gonna make it dry again. till there's almost no paint left there, and tap around. This time I'm aiming around the screen of the keypad. But again, remember that this brush is really destroyed, so it's gonna be very soft and not precise, which is what we want actually. So something like that. And on the other side, just tap, 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 tap. If you feel like there's nothing happening, get some more paint. Tap, 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 tap. Fantastic. And you can see that it's slowly starting to work. So now we're gonna have some white. Just a bit. Add it to our mix. So we get this really nice frog green. And again, leave no paint on there. And again, tap, 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 tap. Cool. Now, for the center of the source, we're gonna pick another brush, which is in slightly better condition. Get a pure white, and carefully adjust the screen this time. Just like that. There we go. And the other side. If you have shaky hands like me, a good way of doing it is hold the miniature in one hand, touch with your other hand on your hand, so that if they shake together, and just continue painting. It's a good advice. So after this is done, you think about what you want to add. I quite like the blood effect from this. I used to use Tamiya paint for this. Well, I wanted to try Games Workshop's one, and it seems to work brilliantly. So again, we wash our brush, dry it up, get the paint, and just do random stuff with this. It's really shiny and bright, and it's really lovely. And maybe someone got shot there and just slid down and died over here. Happy thoughts. There we go. Just trying to get some weird patterns. Now, the final step, the rust and the weathering. I'm using MIG pigments for these, which is, where is it? There. It's called Old Rust. It comes in a package like this. And this I bought about maybe 12 years ago, and I'm still using it. It's just, you can't get rid of these. It comes like that. It looks like women's makeup. What you do is you wet the brush a bit, take the paint out. It's very powdery at first. This is why we use water. And you can use PVA glue and other stuff with it if you want a more muddy one. Well, I just want rust. So you get a random texture. Again, look at the brush. It's just completely destroyed. And we just tap where we think rust might be. Because this is terrain and not a tank model or anything, I'm not being very careful with this. I just want it to look nice in the distance. Just random textures. And around the base, because I remember Kill Team's board was quite dark, so I'm trying to get this yellow mix with that. So again, tap, tap, tap. More taps. And that's about it, really. The fun thing with terrain is that you can be careless, so if you're tired from work like me now, you know, you can just do these instead of normal models. And have fun with them. And if you make mistakes, they're happy mistakes, just like Bob Ross says. that's about it really. I'll show one more thing before we go, which is how we did the first stage. So amongst all this chaos, I found one which I didn't wash yet, at least one side. This is the wash side. So I'm going to quickly show you how liberally I'm washing these. So we get, again, the Agrax Earthshade. You're going to go through a lot of these pots, by the way. So I'm just going to dip in, dip out, and just go crazy with it. Let the ink find its way. Just go mad. And this is it, really. One thing I will say is always try to leave it horizontal to the ground. If you do it like that and wait for it to dry, as you can see, it's just sliding down. And it doesn't look very good. We want it to look like that. See, this is what happens if it slides down. I mean, it's not a bad effect. It looks kind of cool, but it's up to you. That's about it, really. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.